Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Saturday morning, a little brunch and baseball to open up your Saturday here on yourliveevent.com. And welcome to our Nodak Insurance Company, Chris Moen Insurance pregame show. I'm Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick for day number 2 of the 2026 State B Legion Baseball Tournament here from LFD Field at Sandager Park. Our first 2 contests will be loser-out games that will feature Burlington and LaMoure at 10:30. Following that, roughly at around 12:30 this afternoon will be Velva and Lisbon. Then we get to the winners bracket games with Grafton and Edgeley starting at 4. Following them at around 5:30, maybe closer to 6 o'clock, Thompson and Garrison a little bit later on here tonight. Brent, I guess first things first before we get to our coaches' conversation and starting lineups, anybody from a team or maybe an athlete kind of stick out in day number 1 here of the baseball tournament yesterday for you here, Brent, for the 4 games that we saw last night and also this time yesterday morning?
Yeah, just kind of looking at that last game last night, taking a look at the stats, maybe kind of flying under the radar, but just putting in a real good performance coming in relief was Egelhart last night for Garrison. Also at the plate, I think he went, I think it was like 2 for 4. And also had 6 RBIs last night. So just a great performance overall from him. Kind of flew under the radar. He was our HTC connection of the game there. But I'd just like to give props out to that player and Garrison for a great win last night.
Yeah, and he came in relief, I believe, as well. And,
yes.
And he caught and threw, and he didn't waste any time.
No,
I was talking
didn't.
with the umpires. I think one of the umpires said yesterday, timed him at about 10, 11 seconds was the longest in between pitches
Yes.
if there was no time calls, which we all like as broadcasters, right?
Yeah, that was just pretty, it was very impressive. I mean, that guy, I don't know if he plays college ball. Maybe he's one of the guys that's playing some college ball. But, man, he just goes to work and just does not quit.
As we go through here for LaMoure and Burlington, obviously Mason working a couple runs driven in yesterday. Owen Lesko is going to take the mound here this morning for LaMoure, going up against Colin Abernathy. A couple of players that stood out. Cole Rodacker had 2 runs scored, went 2 for 2 at the plate yesterday for Burlington. And it was just kind of one inning against Edgeley that kind of snuck Burlington a little bit, while LaMoure against Grafton, they went up against Keena, who was dealing with 11 strikeouts, but it just seemed like they couldn't get the big hit or the big out, so to speak, to minimize damage or get a big crooked number. So what do you expect for our first game of the day here, Brent?
Yeah, both teams are, they're fighting to stay in the tournament. So, I'm sure they're kind of thinking about, what you just talked about, just kind of limiting the errors, getting their bats going, and just relying on that pitching to get them through today and into tomorrow.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to our coaches' conversation coming up around the corner. Also, we'll let you know what the rest of the tournament bracket has in store with games coming up tomorrow as well, with the schedule, that and more still to come here on yourliveevent.com. Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
As we continue here on our Chris Moe Nodek Insurance Company scoreboard, a reminder, 4 games here today, but first let's remind you of who's going to be pitching on the mound for both these teams. Again, Colin Abernathy will be making his first appearance here at the state tournament, and the same for Owen Lesko. Cale Rodacher with 90 pitches, Karhoff 45, and Fisher with 20. Well, for LaMoure, you have Mason Worka with 92, and then from there, Mr. Easton Thielges with 40 pitches for their respective pitch count so far. As we quickly take a look at our bracket breakdown, brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. Here's what's at stake for these teams. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning against the loser of our nightcap of either Thompson or Garrison. So you win, got to wait a while to see who you're going to play tomorrow morning at 10:30. The winner of Velva Lisbon then would play roughly at around 12:30 tomorrow against the loser of Grafton and Edgeley. Simply put, winner's bracket, you win, you play at 4 o'clock. If you can win tomorrow, then you're automatically in the championship. If you lose, then you got to come back through the loser's bracket and at least win one game to get back to a championship and beat whoever back-to-back times. It's moving day. 2 teams are going to move one step closer to a championship appearance. 2 teams are being eliminated. Tomorrow, 3 teams will be eliminated. Monday, 2 games starting at 1:30, and then if needed on Tuesday, the second championship game at 1:30 as well. Brent, final thing here before we get to our coaches' conversation. Again, that's our bracket breakdown brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. You go moving forward into day number 2, right? We said yesterday was kind of setup day. Maybe you held your ace. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you threw them. What's day number 2 of a tournament, though, from a coach's perspective, knowing in these first 2 games of loser-out games, knowing you got a lot of work to do in front of you, but you can only worry about today before you can worry about trying to win, 2 games, so to speak, tomorrow, Brent?
Sure. I just think it kind of depends on how your pitching comes out. If they're able to hold these teams, to a scoreless first couple of innings and your pitcher's really rolling along, keeping that pitch count low, maybe you get him out of there to keep that player available for some of those future games.
As we'll take a quick break, and we come back after this, we'll get to our coaches' conversation up next. We'll hear from the visiting head coach, that's J.R. Thielges from LaMoure. Then we'll hear from little Burlington Bulldog baseball after that with Coach Brown. That and more still to come here today from Lisbon. This is the State B Legion Baseball Tournament.
LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to LaMoure Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. LaMoure Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure. On the Chris Moe Nodek Insurance pregame show here as we get to our coaches conversation for LaMoure and Burlington here for opening up day 2 of the State B Legion Tournament. Joining us from the LaMoure perspective is their head coach. That's J.R. Thielges. Interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And J.R., just yesterday, as you kind of said, an error might cost you a couple of pitches. It just might cost the team a couple of runs. Obviously, your team didn't give it up, giving a nice little comeback there in the 7th inning. But just kind of what do you hope to see from the guys in day number 2 here in this loser-out game?
Well, we got to see how much guts we got bouncing back right away in the morning after a tough loss. The thing is, we've been here before. Maybe not these guys, but I have. Twice in the past, we've lost our first games and end up winning the thing. So it is possible, and I let them know that, and I can tell them that like I told them yesterday, but they have to believe it, and we'll see if we believe today. And we're going to go with Owen here on the mound, and see if he can right the ship here a little bit.
We'll talk about Owen in a second. Mason Workin obviously barreled a couple balls up yesterday, drove in a couple of runs. What has he just kind of meant on the, offensively, so to speak, at the plate so far this season for this team?
Well, he's been one of our top hitters. Kind of rely on our top of the order to get most of our runs this year, and play a little small ball with the bottom of the order. But Mason's he's probably your top 3 hitters on the team, and he he's doing what he does, and I wish he threw more strikes yesterday, but he'll bounce back and have a good game here today. I'm confident.
You look at Owen Lesko from what you saw yesterday with Burlington going up against Edgeley, just what's gonna be maybe a challenge for Owen on the mound here against some of these Burlington batters.
Well, we got to keep the ball down and get ahead in the counts. Things go a lot easier when you're 0-1 and 0-2 instead of 2-0. He's been a pretty consistent strike thrower for us this year, and he's a 19-year-old, so we'll see what he can do today.
I was going to say, we had Brent and I were joking, you can put Owen Lesko, I think, in a strongman competition. He looks the part, so obviously he must be able to have a little zip on that fastball too, JR?
Well, yeah, he throws well, and I believe he did a triathlon here, and he ran a half marathon, and he's up UND flying airplanes, so he's a jack of all trades, if you will.
Hey, JR, thanks much for your time. Best of luck today here against Burlington.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
That again, JR Thiel, just head coach for LaMoure. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. We're back with more after this in Lisbon.
Farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
As we continue on our pregame show here, brought to you in part by Nodak Insurance Company with Chris Moen. It's Burlington going up against LaMoure for day number 2 of the State B Legion Tournament. Joining us here from the Burlington Bulldogs is their head coach, that's Brooks Brown. And Brooks, obviously, for both you and LaMoure, a couple of tight games, just going to find a way to get that extra run across, so to speak. But what'd you see from your guys in game number 1 against Edgeley, and what's something you want to see a little bit better here today against LaMoure?
First off, we battled through it. It was pretty much just one bad inning of them. We couldn't stop the bleed. And one thing I'd really like to see is less strikeouts. I believe we had 13 strikeouts as hitting. We just got to limit that, put more balls in play, let them make the plays rather than not even putting the ball in play.
One of your guys, though, that did have a nice performance, Kyler Fisher, 3 for 4 with a couple runs driven in. Just what has he done for the club this season?
He's been awesome. He's our leading in average and in RBIs. He's been excellent at the plate. He's very disciplined and knows how to put a good swing on a ball. Doesn't matter if it's a ground ball, fly ball, it's going to be hit hard, and it gives us a chance to at least get a base runner on or move someone over.
You can look at LaMoure from what you saw maybe a little bit yesterday as you were getting ready for your game. Just what's going to be kind of a challenge from your perspective here against LaMoure?
We got to finish the game. We got to play all 7 innings. They like to they can stick around. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're going to keep fighting. We got to finish a game and not let them hang around.
Brooks, so last question for me. There's just been a lot of success in summer baseball, obviously high school as well. The Babe Ruth team made it to state last year in LaMoure. Obviously seeing what the Laker baseball program has done at the high school ranks, making it to state tournaments. So what's just, so to speak, the secret sauce up there that's just finding ways to make good teams and get good players and find a way to get to, state tournaments, it seems like, pretty consistently?
I got to give a huge shout out to BJ Karhoff, their high school coach. He's done an excellent job with these guys, and he's laid the groundwork down so well for me that I haven't really had to get too much on them, that they just know what to do. And so that's really helped me out, and their program is just, it's going to keep going further and further.
Brooks, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here today.
Thank you.
Again, we're talking with Burlington Bulldogs head coach, that's Brooks Brown. We'll continue with more after this here on our pregame show. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we continue here on our pregame show from Lisbon, currently sunny skies, not much wind to speak of. Temperatures in the mid-70s. It'll rise through the mid-80s throughout the course of today. A little bit of a humid day compared to yesterday, but again, nothing too bad for August 1st weather where we can play some baseball here coming up. LaMoure will be the visitors on the scoreboard. They will be in their gold attire with the pinstripe pants. While for Burlington, they'll be the home team on the scoreboard in their red tops and alongside with their gray bottoms here today for the Burlington Bulldogs. Burlington at 25-11 on the season for the Bulldogs. While for LaMoure, the A's at 21-7 on the season here, getting to the district tournament respectively for both of these teams. Burlington winners in District 2 over Kenmare 12-2, and then on the opposite side for the district tournament for LaMoure in District 7, able to defeat Oaks 13-love to make their way into the state tournament. Simply put, win or you're done for our first two games, and that's what it's going to be for the remainder of this tournament for these particular teams. You need to win out to try to get to Monday and then try to force a winner-take-all game on Tuesday in that second championship. LaMoure and Burlington, Velva and Lisbon here in the loser out games. Grafton, Edgeley, and Thompson Garrison again in our winners bracket games a little bit later on. We'll keep you apprised of what's going on at the AA tournament with Fargo Post 2 going up against West Fargo for the championship, and then the single A tournament going on for day number 3 in Williston as well. That does it for our pregame show here this morning, brought to you in part by Chris Miller with Nodek Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. That's Chris Moan with Nodek Insurance Company. We'll take a quick break and we come back after this. Starting lineups and the opening pitch here from Lisbon at LFD Field at Sandager Park. We're back with more around the corner for starting lineups and the opening pitch here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon. Featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
As we get you ready for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. Again, that is crystalsugar.com. Taking a look at Burlington on the field. And LaMoure at the plate for LaMoure. Again, they'll go like this. Kobe Theelgis will be batting leadoff here for LaMoure. Logan Potts batting second with Mason Wark in third. Owen Lesko will be on the bump in the cleanup role as well. Easton Theelgis, the first baseman, batting fifth with Vance Waldy, the right fielder, batting sixth. Joey Potts batting seventh here with Jaden Paul, the second baseman, and Russell Exner as he will make his way in left field. Defensively for Burlington, Abernathy on the mound with Drew Rodacker behind the plate. His brother and Cal Rodacker will be at first base, Karhoff at second, Hansen at shortstop, Fisher at third. Kilborn will make his way over to left field, Bachmeyer in right field, and then from there you also have another Fisher in center field. That is Kyler Fisher here in center field, where you have Ashton Fisher here at third base. Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick and you. That is our starting lineup, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, crystalsugar.com. Opening pitch here, as this one will make its way outside for a ball at 10:28. So 10:28 for the opening pitch, as Kobe Theelgis will dig in. Had himself a really nice day at the plate yesterday. Went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored for the A's. It's 1 ball and 1 strike as Abernathy has a righty-righty matchup. This one goes foul. It's now 1-2. Patted there up the third baseline. Chris Larson at first with Scott Carblum behind the plate calling balls and strikes for our umpiring crew here in game number 1 of the day. Is this one missing for a ball? Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brent, yesterday we kind of saw the A's have a little pop in their bat here, particularly with the top 3 of this lineup.
Yeah, they started out pretty hot yesterday. To open things up.
And they're looking to start off hot again as they make their way through, as this one will be a single for Kobe Theelgis. Theelgis gets the base hit, and that's our opening hit, brought to you in part by Chris Moe with Nodak Insurance Company. Kids can't prevent hits, but he can help after life's curveballs with Chris Moen, your agent with answers in Nelson County and alongside Grand Forks. So 1 batter up, 1 batter on here for the A's, and Kobe Theelgis stands at first base with Logan Potts dancing away. A fastball running up and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Now for LaMoure in their gold attire again today, as from the stretch, this one will miss inside for a ball. Now 2-0. For the pitching staff so far for 1 game for Burlington, 7 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 5 walks, and 11 strikeouts coming into this performance against the A's. As we'll see, 2-0 pitch. That'll be called a strike now, 2-1. As we were talking in our pregame show, got to find a way to win today to get to Sunday. And then if you can find a way to win 2 games, then you got yourself even greater of a chance on Monday and kind of a lot of momentum going your way if you can win 3 games in a row here. As the pitch will come down, and that'll be a stolen base. Stolen base brought to you in part by S&T Quick Stop in Thompson. Kobe Field just gets into scoring position. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go to S&T Quick Stop in Thompson for fast food and fast fuel at S&T Quick Stop. So Potts, now with the runner in scoring position, we'll see what he can do at the plate. 2-2, that'll work inside for a ball on a full count. And 10 pitches through 2 batters so far here for Colin Abernathy as he's looking for a strikeout, while Potts at least wants to move Theelgis up to third. Corner infielder playing in on the grass at third. And there's a fastball foul tip into the glove of Drew Rodacker for the strikeout. Abernathy with the punch out. Well, sometimes it's all about getting that first out as they get it there, and there's 1 down here in the top of the first. Mason Workin had himself a nice day at the plate yesterday with 2 runs driven in. And Workin will take outside for a ball 1-0. This is a guy that you don't want to leave it cookie cutter in here, Brent.
Yeah, LaMoure notoriously well played here as far as getting runners in scoring position and then be able to put the ball in play.
As you get the 1-0 pitch, Workin kind of checked almost like a golf swing when you're 50 yards away from the hole, right? You don't want to put it all on there. 1 ball and 1 strike is Workin. He does have power. No home runs yesterday, but we'll see if on a hot, sticky day, one might leave the yard here this morning throughout the daytime. As this one's going to get by Drew Rodacker. Making his way to third base will be Kobe Theelgis. And now you'll have a runner 90 feet away and a 2-1 count here for Workin. Don't want to say you have the intentional walk here in the first inning, Brent, but, with Lesko and Easton Theelgis coming up, they can still put the barrel to it, but Workin's maybe just a different hitter. 2-1 pitch, well, right on cue, they bring the infield in and Workin golfs this one to the first baseman, and that will be caught on the way there by Cale Rodacker for a large out, number 2.
Yeah, just got under the ball a little bit, popped it up, so now with 2 outs.
Where the first baseman is, you got to play the sun a little bit here in the morning in Lisbon, right, Brent? And all of a sudden we'll see the third baseman playing the sun later tonight. Right. 15 pitches so far. This will miss outside, and Owen Lesko a chance to help his own cause here on the mound. Yesterday went 1 for 4 at the plate. And we're looking to see if they can get that first run of the game, as this will be called a strike. It's 1-1. Burlington falling in a close contest to Edgeley 5-4, and Grafton defeating LaMoure 7-3 yesterday. As this one goes outside for a ball now, 2-1. One thing LaMoure's doing, though, that pitch count is rising a little bit here for Abernathy in this first inning. This one will miss now, 3-1. Get 120 pitches for your daily limit, unless you're finishing a batter. 3 total appearances in the tournament. 3-1 pitch. Now 3-2 and 135 pitches total. So if you break it down, 20 pitches per inning, that's 6 innings of baseball, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But then you don't really have a lot to come back with. 3-2 miss outside. Lesko will draw the walk. Runners will be at the corners. And the A's will pass the baton to Easton Theelgis, who went 0 for 4 yesterday at the plate. Runner at third is Kobe Theelgis, a single followed by a stolen base, and then that YO pitch allowed him to get to third. Let's go with the walk, and we'll see what the play is on for J.R. Theelgis here with 2 down and runners at the corners. Lesko stays put. This one will miss at the letters. It's 1-0.
Yeah, yesterday, early in the game yesterday, they're in the same situation, and Theelgis just chose not to send him.
And it's always, how do you want to maybe scratch off a run or two, especially with 2 down in a situation. Lesko stays put again. The 1-0, this one gets by the catcher. Runner from third is breaking home in Kobe Theelgis, and Lesko will take to second base. So the A's take the first run of the contest. It's 1-0. Theelgis comes in and scores his first run of the game. Lesko will go to second. A couple of those wild pitches where Drew Rodacker just can't get in front of has been costly, as that was an extra 180 in terms of feet for Kobe Theelgis to come in from second base. A's now trying to get greedy with a 2-0 count. Easton Thiel just gives it a good rip. It's 2-1. For Burlington right now, for Abernathy, you're one pitch away from getting those bats. And we saw Burlington do a good job yesterday against Edgeley, get guys on base. 2-1 pitch. This will be hit on the ground. A 3-hopper that'll go to the shortstop. Hansen will flip fire, and in time on the bag is Kale Roldacher for the 6-3 put up. But a run does come in off a 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We played a half inning today here in Lisbon. It's LaMoure 1, Burlington coming to the plate on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Make sure you patronize them and say thank you for allowing us to be here at the State B Legion Tournament. Also, thanks to Sarah Lyons and for the Lisbon Rec and Park and the city and everybody else who's kind of helped us out behind the scenes. But the tournament director, Sarah Lyons, has done a lot for us here, so we'd like to give a tip of the cap to Sarah whenever we can here, as well as Burlington. Here will be their starting lineups. 1 through 9, Kale Roldacher will be batting leadoff with Drew, his brother, second. Kyler Fisher batting third. Owen Hansen, the cleanup batter, with Aston Fisher batting fifth. You have A.J. Kilborn sixth, Brady Bachmeyer batting seventh, Wes Karhoff eighth, and then Colin Abernathy batting ninth against Owen Lesko on the mound. Lesko will see this one up and away. Let's go with Logan Potts. That'll be your battery here today for the A's. We'll get to your infield and outfield as this one will miss. Exner stands in left field with Joey Potts in center. Waldy stands in right as Lesko unable to find the zone. Workin, 3 balls, no strikes as Workin stands at third. Kobe Thielgis at shortstop with Paul at second. Easton Thielgis at first. Lesko does find the strike zone on pitch 4. It's 3-1. 3 balls and a strike here for Lesko, trying to see if he can get that second strike across. This one will do so. Now 3-2 works the count full. Roldacher, Kale went 2 for 2 at the plate with 2 runs scored and 2 walks yesterday. And he will take his third walk of the tournament. And for the Bulldogs, they will have their leadoff batter aboard just like the A's did here in the top half. Joking with JR, saying we kind of said that Owen Lesko is, just built as a young individual. He goes,
Right.
yeah, he does like triathlons and marathons and everything else. It's like, well, makes sense, Brett.
It does.
Well, I know as I probably wouldn't want to run against him, especially playing the Oklahoma drill.
Yeah, I won't want him chasing me.
As here goes Drew Roldacher. As this one will miss outside, not going through the zone, now 1-0. Now the A's got the leadoff single in the last half, top half of the inning. We'll see what the Bulldogs can do here in the bottom half of the frame. As Lesko sees a strike, it's 1-1. Drew yesterday 0 for 3 with a walk for the Bulldogs. And that Bulldogs Edgeley game, that was a nail-biter yesterday. Both teams had chances to, add on to their respective performances in terms of a 5-4 win for Edgeley. It's now 1-2. Well, for LaMoure, Mason Workin, had a good chunk of strikeouts, but then a handful of walks, a couple singles, some errors behind him costed the A's eventually in their loss against Grafton. Kale over at first base. He's going to fake that he was going to break for second. Taking one tight was Drew. It's 2-2. Pitch number 11 here for Lesko in the bottom of the first. Runner at Third baseman is working even with the bag at third. Foul tip. Foul tip brought to you in part by Olson Accounting here in Lisbon. Go to colsoncpa.com. That's colsoncpa.com. It's fun to kind of see different parts of the state, and talking with Brooks Brown, the head coach for the Bulldogs. As this one misses off the glove, Kale's going to make his way to third on a pass ball. Make his way to second on a pass ball. It's 3-2. Burlington, you look back through here, Brent, from the Lakers' perspective for Des Lacs Burlington. Baseball, they've been consistently at state tournaments. Obviously, mentioned yesterday, their Babe Ruth making it to state, last year in LaMoure here. As that'll be a walk, won't matter on the pass ball, back-to-back walks for Lesko. But when you can get a program finding some success and feeling good about themselves, Brent, that can go a very long way.
Yeah, and I think there's the culture of that program, as you're talking about, just keeps on building, and the players with that expectation to make it into the state tournament.
Digging in now will be Kyler Fisher. Fisher went 3 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBIs as we get a quick mound visit here, brought to you in part by RBC Riverside Building Center. At Riverside Building Center here in Lisbon, the premier dealer for all your building supply requests. From the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. That again is rbclisbon.com. You're part of it too here. I saw Coach Rich Lucina for the Lisbon Wrestling program, right? And it doesn't matter what sport. It could be hunting, it could be 4-H, it could be an activity. If you get a kid hooked at 5-6 years old and it's part of their life, that obviously goes a long way, whether they become an all-stater or maybe just a glue guy for the team here, Brent, 10 years down the line when they're in high school.
Yeah, you're just looking for those guys that you can build teams around, and you get 3 or 4 of those guys, in a class, and you just kind of build around those, and they just carry that program through.
And that's what both of these teams have been able to do here for the years for both Burlington and LaMoure. You got Rodacker brothers at first and second. The number 3 batter going to fake to bunt here, and Fisher takes a ball. It's Kyler yesterday, 3 RBIs and 3 for 4 at the plate. He stung the ball well here for the Bulldogs. Let's go with a long look at second. The pitch, that'll hit him, grazed him, and the bases are full. The Bulldogs are threatening and some here in the bottom of the first inning as Lesko has found himself in a pickle. Top of their lineup did all the damage yesterday for Burlington. It was this part that couldn't get the job done. Hansen went 0 for 4, 8 as Fisher went 0 for 4. That's Ashton, and Kilborn went 0 for 4. So 0 for 12 between your 4, 5, and 6 batters. And Lesko right now just needs to find the zone. So a miss outside for a ball. Pitch number 17 upcoming here of the inning, and still nobody down. Lesko takes his time. Breaking ball over for a strike. That's one of his better pitches so far here this morning. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch upcoming for Lesko. Breaking ball again, and tell you what, Brent, sometimes it's not the fastball, it's old Uncle Charlie that you can locate.
Yeah, if it's working, you might as well go with it.
I'll see if he goes back to the breaking ball here against Hansen. The 1-2. Fastball, foul tipped. That's probably one of his better fastballs that we've seen. Once you can hit the glove and find it, it just maybe settles you down, especially early in a game.
Yeah, a little bit more confidence built up in him right now.
Let's go looking for a large punch out here if he can get it. Instead, this will be popped up, but playable in the infield. The infield fly rule is called. It goes to the shortstop, making the play is Kobe Theogis. And a big out number 1 here from the A's perspective. And now it's to Ashton Fisher, the third baseman, looking to see if he can put the ball in the outfield at least and tie this game up in some capacity.
Yeah, something that you work on in practice is, working on that hit and run, putting the ball in play. So see if they can get a run across, bases loaded.
As the corner infielders are in again for the A's, trying to take that run at home out. That's called a strike at the belt. It's 0-1 against Fisher. Up the middle with Paul and Theogis. If they can turn 2, that's what they would try to do here at second and short. 0-1, that's a pop-up down the first base line. Easton Theogis giving chase, but that'll go well fouled over the restrooms. Foul ball brought to you in part by Olson Accounting for professional service. Whether it's tax or accounting requests, payroll, and more, go to colsoncpa.com. Lesko works ahead here on Fisher. No balls, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the first. Good takeaway there for Ashton because that one just came off the table late. It's 1-2. Not a bad pitch to throw in that situation. See if he can get the batter nibbling a little bit. 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate now, 2-2. Gail Rodacker stands at third with Drew at second. Kyler Fisher over at first with his brother Ashton at the plate. The 2-2. Strike three, looking, and Lesko throws the strike. Another curveball that he's located well here against Hansen and Ashton, and now there's 2 down. That was pretty. A.J. Kilborn to the plate. Now he needs a base hit here for the Bulldogs. As this would be a slow hopper, Lesko will go home and flip it there to get out of the inning. 1-2 on the force out. I think everybody kind of paused for a second that he didn't go to first. But the Bulldogs threaten, but they don't bite. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. As we make our way to the second, it's LaMoure 1, Burlington scoreless.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Here at LFD Field in Lisbon at Sandager Park, Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick with you. Well, give credit to Mr. Lesko as he was able to get out of a sticky situation. 2 walks, a hit by pitch. Nobody outpaces Juiced. A pop-out, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice to get out of the side. We get double plays throughout the course of the day. They're brought to you in part by your friends at LaMoure Hardware. Oh, and Lesko's parents, by the way. LaMoure Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Go to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com. And check out their sweet pickin' section for brand new furniture and decor for any double plays. Turn today, brought to you in part by LaMoure Hardware. That's laced down the left field line. That'll go foul. Vance Waldy jumping on a first pitch. It's 0-1. Waldy, Potts, and Paul here, 6, 7, and 8 batters for the A's, up by 1. They plated that run in that first inning thanks to a wild pitch. And Easton make that. Kobe Thiel just came in to score. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Abernathy will have his 26th pitch of the game. Also missed low for a ball, 2-1. You win this game, you get to play tomorrow. That's your reward, and you get another brunch and baseball game on a summer's day. This one's going to be backhanded by the third baseman. Ashton comes up, fires, throws. Oh, what a play! Down and dirty by Ashton Fisher for the web gem.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Call it a web gem right there.
Whew, that was flashy.
Yeah, I thought that was going through.
As Ashton Fisher, a whale of a play, able to dive going towards the third baseline, backhanded, and like a cat, he sprung back to his feet and able to make a good throw across the diamond as Joey Potts, with an swing. It's 0-1. That might be one of the better defensive plays of the tournament here, Brent, so far through 4 and a change of games.
Yep, so far.
As this would be called a strike, it's 2 circling that one for a potential Agassi precision egg play the contest a little bit. If that gets by him, that's probably a double. As this one misses 1 and 2, and that can be a difference in an inning starter or an inning ender pretty quickly, Brent.
Yeah, we saw some nice glove work yesterday, but he was able to finish that one off.
This will be laced in the air. That'll go to straightaway center field. Kyle Fisher doesn't have to move too far back in center field for the out, and there's 2 down. So 2 down here, top of the second inning. Jaden Paul will dig in. 0 for 3 here for LaMoure yesterday as the A's, I'm going to see if they can get a 2-out rally, while for Abernathy, Would love a nice little tidy 1-2-3 to get those Bulldog bats back up to the plates. And as he's did with Waldy and Potts, works ahead 0-1. That'll be called strike 2. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch upcoming here for Abernathy. There's a hard chopper up towards the dugout. It'll be up the third baseline, and we'll keep it at 0-2. As Jaden Paul looking to battle here in the number 8 spot. The 0-2 pitch. Got him out in front on a breaking ball, and Abernathy gets the strikeout. That'll be his second of the morning. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning as we head to the bottom of the second here on your liveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by LaMoure Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LaMoureDrugstore.com. That's LaMoureDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
Broadcasting today from the Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth. Professional insurance service with a personal touch. That's Wallach Johnson Insurance, with locations located in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to nd-insure.com. That's nd-insure.com. You can get in contact with Walt, Grant, and the crew over at Wallach Johnson Insurance Company. Looking to bunt. This one goes foul. 7, 8, and 9 batters here for Burlington with Brady Bachmeyer, Wes Karhoff, then Colin Abernathy. As Owen Lesko, Brent, the first 3 batters couldn't really find their zone. Then, boom, hit back-to-back curveballs on Hansen, and now he's working ahead of batters here with Bachmeyer. We'll get to the comment after the pitch. This will be hit on the ground, and that'll be a line drive past the shortstop into left field. That's our first hit of the contest here for Burlington. Brought to you in part by Chris Moen, your Nodak Insurance Company. For Brady Bachmeyer, gets that base hit. First one of the game here for Burlington, but what'd you like from Lesko getting out of the, first inning with bases loaded, nobody out there, Brent?
Yeah, we talked yesterday a little bit kind of, a little bit jokingly about, just his physical appearance, but mentally, he has, just a lot of mental strength there to be able to pitch through that.
As that'll be a stolen base. Good throw by Logan Potts, but Paul trying to apply the tag, couldn't glove it. So a stolen base here with Brady Bachmeyer going into scoring position, brought to you in part by S&T Quick Stop. 1 ball, no strikes here with Wes Karhoff. Karhoff looking to bunt that goes foul. It's 1-1. I think if you run marathons or triathlons, I think that's more mental than physical sometimes, right?
It is, yeah. You can get in your own head with those long distance runs and stuff like that. It's just like baseball, and obviously he's put a lot of work into everything.
As Lesko takes a look back at the runner at second base, Karhoff's going to bunt. Lesko will field it. He'll go to first. They get the out there. It is a sacrifice bunt, so Bachmeyer with the stolen base and the small ball variety on the sac bunt will stand at third. Now you get to the number 9 batter in the lineup with Colin Abernathy. Went 1 for 1 yesterday with 2 runs scored and a couple of walks, and just like Lesko, now has a chance to help his own cause here, bottom of the second. Infield will come in. Maury Wells used to say infielders tight, hitters delight. You just get so much more room if you get jammed or popped up, Brent. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Speaking of, if we had a glove in about another 10 feet, that would have been interesting. That's all that I'm saying. That's our closest one to the press box so far with that Olsen accounting foul ball. There's going to be one here this weekend that probably will come in here. No balls, 2 strikes, tying run at third. Swing and a miss. Lesko gets a high fastball by Abernathy. his second strikeout of the morning, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to get you there, Chase.
I froze like a deer in the headlights. I'm like, just don't bring me a Jeep going 75 miles per hour down the highway. As Rodacher, that's Kale, will dig in the leadoff batter. So first time through the lineup card here for Lesko goes an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch here from Lesko. 1-0 miss, now 2-0. The top third of the lineup is where the damage has been done for Burlington, both yesterday and their loss against Edgeley, and now trying to do that the second time through against Lesko here. 2-0 breaking ball. 2-1. Lesko's got that curveball snapping really good right now. As Lesko looks back into Logan Potts behind the plate. 2-1. Fastball, that'll be called a strike now. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes here for Lesko. This one will be by the catcher just enough to keep it in front of him. Logan Potts, those are always tough ones, right? Do you backhand? Do you go out like a goalie and try to make a V, so to speak, in front of you? Brent, how are you kind of teaching kids how to block a baseball behind the plate?
Yeah, you just want to get the glove down and be able to move laterally, and he did a good job. Got a shoulder on it, too. I think that helped him out and keep it in front of him.
Full count here to Rodacher with Bachmeyer over at third base, the tying run. 3-2 pitch, strike 3, and painting the corner with Uncle Charlie. The curveball works again. Back-to-back Ks here for Lesko. And Burlington has left 4 runners on, 3 in scoring position, but Lesko has found a way to get out of the jam not once but twice. As we head to the top of the third, it's still 1-0 A's on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
In-game update brought to you in part by your friends at Bank North. Well, if you look down it, you might say it's a pitcher's duel, but both teams have had situations and chances that they would like back, particularly Burlington. LaMoure so far 1 run as they have 1 hit, no errors with 2 runners left on base, while for Burlington, they have yet to score 1 hit, no errors, and 3 runners. Make that 4 runners left on base. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Bank North. Go to banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Chase and Brent with you here in Lisbon, top of the third, as the A's will be sending up their 9-1-2 batters for Russell Exner, Kobe Thielgis, and Logan Potts. Exner went 0 for 2 yesterday in the number 9 hole and takes a 2-0 count here with Colin Abernathy. 40th pitch upcoming for Abernathy. That's where Lesko is through 2 innings for LaMoure. This one will miss for a ball, now 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. That'll be cold. Now 3-1. Both these teams, they understand if you want those summer sandlot days to continue, you got to win here today. 5-pitch walk for Exner. First time through the lineup card for Abernathy. 2 innings of work, 1 hit with a run scored, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts as Kobe Thielgis will dig in. Change that batting helmet for a football helmet for some of these guys pretty quickly here, Brent. So runner at first base here, top of the third inning. Back to the top of the lineup with Kobe Thielgis. Runner stays put. Thielgis, we'll see this in there for a strike. Good breaking ball for Abernathy there. It's 0-1. Kobe, the lone run of the game. Run scored, a stolen base in the first. Came in off of a wild pitch. The 0-1 here for Abernathy. This will be hit on a ground, a little two-hopper to the shortstop. They get one, a chance for two. Is it gloved? It's not gloved, and making his way is going to be Kobe Thiel, just trying to get to second base to throw, and that gets by the second baseman, but not the shortstop. Regardless, going to second base will be Kobe Thielgis. So Russell Exner is retired at second as Hansen gets him out there, 6 unassisted, but the throw not going to be in time. And Kobe Thielgis then will go to second base on the ears. So you get a runner in scoring position right now with one down as it stands.
It was almost a replay of last night. There
with Lincoln Adair making the play,
yes.
right? Very much similar. Throw comes in, but reaching base. Here will be Kobe Thielgis, and now you get Logan Potts to the plate, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the A's knocking on the door as this one is popped up, playable towards the second baseman. He'll come in, call off everybody there for Karhoff. One pitch, and Logan Potts is retired. Large second out here as it now stands to Mason Workin. Mason was in a similar situation in the first inning with Kobe in scoring position. He popped out to the first baseman, Rodacher, Kale at first. See how you want to play him in this one as Abernathy works from the stretch. Abernathy sees this one miss for a ball running at the letters. It's now 1-0. It's working. Drove in 2 of the runs for LaMoure post 19 as they scored 3 yesterday in their loss against Grafton. The 1-0 pitch. This one will miss. Now 2-0. A's sent 5 batters to the plate in the first. A 3-up, 3-down second. This is the 4th batter here in the third. Abernathy takes a long look at Kobe Thielgis at second base. The pitch, 2-0. That's going to be called a strike now, 2-1. Once you see the runner at second moving towards third and leaving our screen, you know he's got a pretty nice lead. As you see it from our center field camera right now, as Kobe's kind of going into his own zip code.
Yeah, that's about one of the farthest secondaries I've seen.
As they keep it close here with Karhoff. Almost trying to say, hey, with 2 outs, can I get that extra 5 to 10 feet if there is a hit somewhere, right, to make sure you get home.
Yep.
2 balls and a strike. Breaking ball working, swinging a miss. It's now 2-2. For Burlington, bottom of the third, they will see their 2, 3, and 4 batters with Drew Rodacher to lead things off in the bottom of the third inning. Personally, you got to try to find to get Mason working out to get there right now. 2-2 offering on the way here from Abernathy. Just off the plate now, 3-2.
I think Working sporting one of the more, the original eye black, kind of looking like Braveheart out there with that eye black.
I like it.
Yep.
Like the reference with Braveheart. Here's the 3-2 pitch. 3-2 popped up down the third base side. Ashton Fisher in foul territory lost it, and well, the shortstop there was Hansen to help him out in fair territory as the A's will lead a leadoff walk at second base eventually with Kobe Thielgis after he reached on that error on the fielder's choice. So no runs on no hits, an error with a runner left as we played at 2.5 today here on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the A's up by 1 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here on YourLiveEvent.com, Chase Miller, Brent Dick, and you on this sunny Saturday morning here in Lisbon as we get to our bracket breakdown, brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. Hunter Insurance Agency, dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance requests from crop to hail, commercial, and more. Go to hunterinsuranceagency.com and get in contact with Johnny Jorgensen. After this one concludes, Velva and Lisbon due up 25 minutes after this one wraps up. And then 4 o'clock will be Grafton and Edgeley. Then 25 minutes after that, Thompson and Garrison a little bit later on tonight. That's our bracket breakdown for day 2. Owen Lesko on for his third inning of work. Drew Rodacker, Kyler Fisher, and Owen Hansen. It's 2-0 here to Rodacker, who earned a walk his last time up. 2-0 pitch will be called a strike, now 2-1. Abernathy through 3 innings, 51 pitches. This will be Lesko's 44th. 2-1 pitch, going to be hitting the air to right. The right fielder, and Waldy makes the nice play in right field. And you get one down here in the bottom of the third inning. That one had a nice little jump to it out to right, but Waldy was there, makes the play. There's one down. Dimensions again, you got 331 down the left field line, 323 to right. Then it gets to 360, 370 in the power alleys here with 378 to straightaway center field. Lesko, breaking ball. That'll miss for a ball. It's 1-0 to Fisher. Kyler was hit by a pitch his last time up. Lesko missing outside for a ball, now 2-0. Hitter's count, we'll see if Fisher goes swinging. He does. This one gets right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Got to a hitter's count. When you get to a hitter's count, Brett, sometimes it's easy to be a little bit more aggressive as Kyler Fisher stands at first base with the second hit of the game here for Burlington.
Yeah, did a really good job. Got on top of the ball, sent it right up the middle.
As Owen Hansen popped out his last time up, as that went to the shortstop and Colby Theo just for a large first out in the first inning where Burlington had the bases full with nobody out and failed to score as they're looking for their first run of this contest as Hansen fouls this one back. Foul ball's brought to you in part by Olson Accounting here in Lisbon. Go to colsoncpa.com. Easton Theo just holding the runner at first. There's the pick play. You got Paul at second with Colby Theo just at shortstop. Working at third. He'll be in on the grass, and then Logan Potts behind the plate. Lesko. Runner's going to break the 0-1. That's going to get by the catcher on a wild pitch, and taking a big turnaround second and thinking about third potentially. There was Kyler Fisher just because that went all the way to the backstop. Wild pitch will bit a runner in scoring position here for Burlington. Exner in left, Joey Potts in center, and Waldy in right. Brent, when you go and it gets by the catcher, you better get to third base because it is deep here in Lisbon, but I don't know if it's that deep, so to speak.
Yeah, and we were just talking a little bit about the new padding on the walls there. I think you get a little bit better rebound off of that wall now here in Lisbon.
1-1 pitch. Swing. Runner's in a break for third base. Here's the throw. Slides in safely with that left foot. Not a bad throw by Logan Potts. The tag was right there by Workin, but the foot able to get in there. So a wild pitch. This one kind of gets by on a pass ball, and now all of a sudden a runner stands at third base here, and it'll be 1-2 upcoming to Owen Hansen. J.R. Theo just, I think, asking to see, one, was there anything that you could overcome with the officials with Pat Adair, Carl Bloom, and Larson coming together here, and they'll say he is out.
Yeah, Patton must have thought he was just a little bit out of position, so then referred it down to the home base umpire.
Unless they're going to say that it hit the batter.
Okay.
So the runner goes back to second. So they'll say that it was a dead ball then at home. So it must have hit the batter at home for a dead ball. So runner goes back to second, negate the extra 90 feet. 1-2, strike three. Well, there's the second out. Lesko with the curveball gets the punch out of Hansen, and there's two down. which that would be right? It hits the batter.
Yep.
It becomes a dead
Dead
ball.
ball.
Now, if it hits the umpire, it hits the catcher, it's not unless it's foul tip. But if it hits the batter, dead ball. Fisher, that's Ashton, will take one up. It's 1-0. Austin Powers reference, you're living dangerously right now, and that's kind of, LaMoure here in Lesko. I mean, they've gotten runners on in scoring position. Just haven't been able to put one through as it currently stands.
No, and you won't be able to tell by his body language that he's struggling at all. He just collects himself and just keeps chucking the ball.
As Lesko sees this, and they're going to give him an intentional walk here for Ashton Fisher. So, intentional walk here for Fisher. Now you get A.J. Kilborn. So runners at first and second just with a 2-0 count. Coach Theo just says, let's just go down the lineup card one more time as we got a free base to worry about here with JR. So runners at first and second, 2 down. This would be called the strike. It's 0-1. Do you sit on a curveball right now with how Lesko's throwing it, Brent, even though it's not necessarily missing a lot up in the zone?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a good job changing it up. Been missing high with that fastball.
0-1. And there's the fastball, blows it by you, so there's the problem, right?
Yep.
If you sit on it, then here comes something
right.
quick right down Main Street.
Yep.
0 balls, 2 strikes. It's Kilborn looking to get a base knock. Need it back to Lesko and a fielder's choice to end the first. 0-2 pitch. That'll miss. Now 1-2. That's always the fun thing with baseball, right? The cat and mouse game. Whether you're seeing the ball or not, you got to have a plan once you go up to the plate.
Yep.
Tying run at second base again is Kyler Fisher. This will miss. A.J. Kilborn takes a ball now 2-2. As Velva and Lisbon await the conclusion of this game. 2-2 pitch hit in the air, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Joey Potts can't play it in center field, so a run will come in. They quickly get the relay. Field just with the tag. Is it in time? Yes. The run does count, though. The run does count, and we're tied at 1 apiece. So Kyler Fisher does come in to score the tying run. A.J. Kilborn gets the run driven in and a base hit, and Ashton Fisher with that large turnaround second because he thought it got by Potts. Potts quickly goes to Colby Fielders, who applies a tag, is out at second base. Both teams will take it as LaMoure gets out of the inning while Burlington ties this game apiece. That is a little bit of everything there in the third. There was 1 run on 2 hits. No errors with a runner left on base. We're tied at 1 as we make our way to inning number 4.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Here in the 4th inning, Lesko will take a ball here. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 batters for the A's. Lesko takes a strike. It's 1-1. Abernathy, 3 innings of work so far, a hit and a run with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts in his morning's performance. A game that started just before the 10:30 hour. 45 minutes old so far here in Lisbon. 2-1 pitch upcoming. As this one will miss for a ball now, 3-1. So 3-1 here to Lesko, who drew a walk. He worked the count full his last time up here. Got stranded at second base in the 1st inning. And Lesko will take another free bag. So in Lesko, able to work a count He'll reach base for the second time here this morning. And Lesko gets aboard here in inning number 4 with Easton Theolgis, who ground out. Now for Coach Theolgis, what's the play in a 1-1 game here as you're at the midway point?
Yeah, I mean, eventually he's going to have to get that runner in scoring position. So whether it's hit and run or he's going to send Theolgis or send Lesko.
Abernathy missing for a ball. It's 1-0. As we said in the second inning, Vance Waldy hit a rocket to the third baseman, Aston Fisher. That probably would have been extra bases. Instead, it was a really good play at third, and how the innings can be a little bit of a table setter here. Now it's 1-1 to Easton. Easton looking for his first hit here of the state tournament. Third baseman Ashton Fisher is in on the grass at third, as Cale Rodocker holding the runner on at first. 1-1, Lesko trying to get into scoring position. The throw, did they apply the tag? Yes! Literally by the shoestrings there by Hansen. That one was going towards second base after the throw by Drew Rodocker, but Hansen had the wherewithal to get the glove on it, look behind him, and get the sliding Lesko. Brent, what a play.
Yeah, just got the tip of the toes there on that tag. Great play.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Now to Easton Theolgis, who fouls this one off, and this one will be a foul ball out of play. Foul ball is brought to you in part by Olson Accounting here in Lisbon at colsoncpa.com. Well, we've seen the leather flashed a little bit here for the Bulldogs so far today. Strike 3 looking, and Easton Theolgis is retired, and there's 2 down. Well, just going back to that play, though, Brent, that can be a shot in the arm defensively when you make plays like that, particularly by Hansen, because the throw was well off the line, but Hansen able to apply that tag.
Yeah, and just the momentum there shifted just a little bit.
1 apiece here. Foul ball here for Vance Waldy. LaMoure scored their only run of the game in the top of the first inning after Kobe Theolgis came in on a wild pitch. Well, Burlington scored in the bottom of the third as this one comes dancing inside on Vance Waldy, who had to scamper out of the way. Vance again had a rocket to third his last time up. That was a base hit written all over it, except Ashton Fisher said, "My glove is like a black hole. It's not going anywhere." 2-1. This will be laced on the third base line again, but foul. I think the Scott reporters hug the third base line right now with Waldy at the plate.
Yeah.
As we have a 2-ball, 2-strike count upcoming here to Vance Waldy. Joey Potts on the on-deck circle. As Abernathy sees this, and he gets the punch out. Back-to-back Ks for Abernathy here, and he's retired the last 5 batters in consecutive order. 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the fourth. We go on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, tied at 1 apiece.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when big wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. 7, 8, and 9 batters, Bachmeyer, Karhoff, and Abernathy here for Burlington. Lesko on for his 4th inning of work. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. As Lesko rocks and delivers. Breaking ball, that's going to be hit in the air and down for a base hit in front of Joey Potts. That's going to be a single on the way here for Brady Bachmeyer, his 2nd base hit of the morning. The 4th here for Burlington of the game.
And Burlington gets another runner aboard. They've left 5 runners on so far here this morning, with 3 of the 5 being left on in scoring position. Burlington's done this every inning, Brett. This is nothing new. They get a runner on or two against Lesko. It's just Lesko has minimized it to just 1 run so far.
Yeah, a lot of damage control out there by Lesko and LaMoure.
As Karhoff digs in, no balls and a strike. Sacrifice bunt his last time up. Will they do it again here? He'll take one outside for a ball. It's now 1-1. Working, playing for that bunt at third. Trying to see if he can cheat in a little bit while Easton Thiel just holding Bachmeyer on over at first base. They'll stay put. It's now 2-1. Starting to hear some more cheering in that Burlington dugout with each particular ball. 2-1 pitch upcoming as Lesko from the stretch. This one will get by Logan Potts. That'll make its way all the way to the backstop, and Burlington now gets a runner at second base with Brady Bachmeyer. Tough one as Logan Potts had to dance to the left-handed batter's box and then just kind of went through the 5-hole there. Similar like on a mini golf course, right? You're trying to get it through that windmill, but every time you putt, the windmill rejects it like Matumbo. 3-1 pitch. Here's the bunt. Lesko's going to field his position, but falls down and slide into first base. So Bachmeyer's at third. Karhoff goes to first. Runners at the corners as Lesko. We've seen that here in Lisbon where you try to put the brakes on and then you just kind of get the rope pulled out underneath you or the rug, and now runners at the corners here for Burlington. Going to give that an air on the play as we get a quick meeting on the mound, brought to you in part by RBC here in Lisbon with Riverside Building Center. Brent, those are some of the most difficult plays in baseball, whether it's a bunt or it gets hit off the end of the bat, where a pitcher has to come in and then also turn, but in doing so you're trying to do it in one fluid motion or stop and then come 100 miles per hour to go to first. That's just a tough play.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have to be able to field the ball, and then you have to be able to plant that back foot and deliver a strike over to first, and your things are going through your head, and maybe you kind of starting to throw before you actually field the ball. So yeah, a lot of things can happen on that.
Riverside Building Center pitching not change, but a mound visit on the pitching mound. The premier dealer for all of your building supply requests, from basics to home improvement and pre-built custom homes. You can see some of their pre-built homes when you head on into Lisbon on the south side of town at Riverside Building Center. Go to rbclisbon.com.
Yeah, Chase, just kind of going back to that previous inning there, that play at second base where they applying that big tag, and just the momentum shift. You talked about the chatter over in that Burlington dugout, and things have really picked up and can feel that momentum shift over here now to Burlington.
And sometimes the old adage is, doesn't matter what the sport is, what age level, it takes one play to change a game, and that maybe could be the play. If Burlington can knock through the door right now with runners at first and third, Bachmeyer at third, Karhoff at first. Karhoff stays put. This is going to be a bunt up the first base side. Lesko plays it, flips it to the home. Is it in time? Not in time. The squeeze. Bachmeyer comes in to score. Abernathy with the run driven in. Karhoff to second. Lesko did a really good job trying to get the flip there as he made the flip to Potts. Potts came down, but the tag with that foot not in time as the foot hit home first, and Bachmeyer scores.
Yeah, I mean, you almost couldn't play any better defensively.
And Burlington, this is like a death by 1,000 paper cuts right now. You get a single. You get Karhoff on the bunt to go to third base after the wild pitch. And then you get the bunt there to come through, and that was more of a safety squeeze instead of a suicide squeeze, as the runner wasn't breaking immediately down. But able to see the ball in front of you, Brent, as it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Cale Rodacher. Rodacher hits one on the ground. This one going to be gloved by the third baseman. He will apply the tag. Really good play at third by Mason Workin. Doesn't make the throw over to first base, but he did a really good job on the heads-up play with Karhoff beeline at second to third to come up, make the glove, make the tag on the runner, and a large out at that. That's out number one.
Yeah, great presence of mind over there on work and making that out. Big out.
So fielder's choice. Karhoff is retired. Abernathy goes to second base with Cale Rodacher over at first.
This one will miss up and out of the zone to Drew Rodacker, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk. There's a couple of just differential third basemen for both these teams that have been playing the hot box well. 1-0 pitch, hit on the ground. Maybe a chance for two. They get one at second, the turn, and can't make the play over at second base. And Paul, sometimes if you don't have the possession of the baseball in your hand, you make the smart play by not trying to get two. Take the for sure out, Brent. Runners do move to third, but now there's two down. Sometimes it's easy to say, let's go do it, and then all of a sudden you throw the ball away, and here comes an extra run.
Yeah, we got a pinch runner, number 8, coming in.
I got a couple of them here. You got Bonis, Noah over at third base.
I think Wrist, Mason.
And then Mason, yes, Wrist coming in. So Wrist, and then you'll have Bonnet over at third base. And Lesko trying to minimize the damage to one with Drew Rodacker. With Kyler Fisher at the plate. So Cale Rodacker was retired at second. This one is popped up, skied, and that'll go out of play. It's 1-1. And right now for Burlington, runners at first and third base, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Batter number 6 of the inning with Owen Hansen due up next. Lesko takes a look back at the runner and the pitch. Breaking ball is going to be skied into center field. Joey Potts camps underneath it and able to make the play. Fisher gave it a good ride, just couldn't finish it off. A sacrifice, squeeze play, a little safety squeeze does drive in a run on 2 hits. There was an error and 2 runners left on base. We played 4 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's 2-1 Burlington on yourlivevent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon. Featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
As we come back here in Lisbon, 2-1 Burlington over LaMoure Litchfield Marion. Here's the quick line score. Burlington with a run in the third, a run in the fourth. 2 runs so far here in the contest, as Burlington does have 5 hits, and they have committed 1 error, and they've left 7 runners on base. While for LaMoure, they've plated 1 run back in the first inning for the A's. Currently, with 1 run on just 1 hit, they have committed 1 error, and they've left 3 runners left on base. That's a quick look at our in-game update, brought to you in part by Bank North. Banking for your personal. Bank North, it does proud to be local, supporting local teams and communities they serve. Visit banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Now for LaMoure, the A's, bottom of the lineup, Potts, Paul, and Exner. And Joey Potts falls behind 0-2. Strike 3 looking, and Abernathy with his 3rd consecutive strikeout, and 2 of them looking, his 5th K of the day, and there's 1 down here in the 5th.
And that might have been 3 curveballs back to back to back. Just laid them right in there.
Jaden Paul will dig back in, and we mentioned the caught stealing play of Lesko. That has kind of been the Uncle Mo momentum, as just all immediately went up to that third base dugout. 1-0 pitch goes foul back. It's 1-1. I just don't know what to say, Brent. You know, I believe that there is momentum, but each sport momentum's a little bit different in how you feel it. But sometimes you just get that one play, you allow it to go offensively, defensively. Hansen makes a nice running catch there over at a shortstop behind second base, and there's 2 down. And sometimes momentum You know what? Maybe you make your own luck and the ball starts bouncing your way, and it kind of feels like that right now, the last inning and a half here for Burlington, Brent.
Yeah, you're definitely feeling that right now.
As Russell Exner will take a strike, it's 0-1. Well, for LaMoure, all about trying to get some base runners on here against Abernathy. Abernathy's done a nice job with where he's been pitching as well. Currently 73 pitches after both Lesko and Abernathy had over 20-plus pitches in the first inning. Breaking ball, that'll miss 1-2, and Abernathy's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going as well. Last batter to reach was Colby Theogis in the third. This one will miss. It's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with nobody on here in the top of the fifth. This will be hit in the air, and that will be into right center field. And there's the base hit that you'd like. Russell Exner able to get on base for the second time today. A walk in the third, and now a single here in the fifth. What that does, it passes the baton to the top of the lineup here to Colby Theogis here in the fifth inning. So nice swing there by Exner. Didn't do much with it. Just filleted it out into right center field. And LaMoure gets the tying run aboard here in the top of the fifth. Abernathy from the stretch. This one will miss outside for a ball, 1-0. For Burlington, they've had 4 pitchers so far in this tournament with Cale Rodacker, Karhoff, and Fisher. And that, again, was Kyler Fisher, as this is going to be popped down the first base side, and that will go foul. It's now 1-1. Foul ball brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. Cale Rodacker threw 90 pitches, so he just has today for rest. If Burlington can win, he can come back and pitch tomorrow. He would have 45 pitches left. Karhoff and Fisher with 45 and 20 respectively. Fisher could pitch today after only having just 20. And alongside with Karhoff with 45, he was right on the limit. Runners in a break. This one gets hit and run opportunity. That goes to right. Right fielder comes in, loses his glove, and makes a nice play for Bachmeyer. Out of our reach here in terms of the camera angle down the first base side, but Bachmeyer did a really good job sprinting for that one in fair territory. No runs on a hit, no errors of the runner left as we played 4.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard today in Lisbon. Burlington 2, LaMoure 1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
We come back here so far, haven't had to worry too much about double plays, but when they are turned here in Lisbon, they're brought to you in part by LaMoure Hardware. Carry your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Go to LaMoureHardware.com. That's LaMoureHardware.com, or talk with Ryan Even, the company, and their sweet pickin' section at LaMoure Hardware in LaMoure. Owen Hansen will take a strike. Hansen, Ashton Fisher, and A.J. Kilborn, no balls and 2 strikes here. Lesko sees his 78th pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-2. Game that got underway back at 10:28, so just over a little bit of an hour old as it stands right now here in Lisbon. Swing and a miss. Lesko off the foul tip to Logan Potts. Second strikeout of Owen Hansen today. That's Lesko's 3rd in the contest. And we go to Ashton Fisher. And all things considered, Brent, yes, Burlington has the team right now that has that momentum. But if you're LaMoure, you're only down 1. You're a guy on a swing of the bat from tying or maybe taking the lead in this game. So very important for Lesko to try to put up a 0 on the board after Burlington has knocked a runoff in both the 3rd and the 4th.
Yeah, LaMoure down but not out of this game by any means.
2-0 upcoming here to Ashton Fisher, who was intentionally walked last time and then He was caught out at second base after the RBI single by A.J. Kilborn in the third. It'll be now 1 and 2 upcoming here for Lesko. Lesko with some good pace right now here in this inning as well. This is foul back. Come on out to Lisbon, great park. You can enjoy it behind home plate. They got center field seating. You can bring your lawn chairs. If you want to bring a couple of tents to keep the sun out, you stand down the right field line. You got some shade with the trees. 1-2, and let's go with back-to-back Ks here in the fifth.
Yeah, Lesko just pounding the zone right now. Came out just firing here.
So Lesko gets the out. That'll be the second here, bottom of the fifth, with A.J. Kilborn digging in. Righty-righty matchup. Kilborn with the first run driven in here for Burlington today, which tied the game up at 1 apiece at the time in the third inning. That plated Kyler Fisher. This one will miss for a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Bulldogs 25-11 on the season, while for the A's 21-7 coming into this game. That'll miss now 2-1. Both these teams, when you think of baseball in recent years, whether it's high school, Legion, or even seeing a Babe Ruth, seeing these programs get to state, this will be called a strike. As we see it here for Lesko. Looking for the walk was Kilborn, the 3-1. Breaking ball, and that will just be off the plates for the walk. So for the Bulldogs, they do get a runner aboard here in the bottom of the fifth inning. They've got at least a runner on in every inning, bare minimum, with 4 batters. As now they see it with Brady Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer with a couple of singles here today, a run scored. As this one's going to one-hop and get by Logan Potts, and after that one, as it hits the turf, goes up towards the Burlington dugout. Kilborn will go to second base here on that wild pitch. Can Burlington take advantage, right? It's the small things sometimes. All of a sudden now a single will drive in a run instead of you need an extra base hit.
Yeah, the situation changes. They're out on the bases and for the batters, well.
As Lesko pipes a fastball in there. Kind of says, okay, let's not fool around with the curveball. Let's on a 1-0 count challenge you and see what you're going to do.
Yeah, those first 2 strikeouts, he was pounding with his fastball.
This is going to be hit in the air, popped up to the second baseman. Paul takes a couple of steps in, and then it goes by him. Coming in to score from second base will be Kilborn, and indeed that wild pitch is costly. So Bachmeyer will reach base. We'll have a new score at 3-1 with a runner at first. And Paul took a couple of steps in, paused, and then maybe fighting the sun, lost it for a second, and the run does come in to score. Never drew the glove, so that'll just be a single in the box score. As this will be a throw over to second base, trying to apply the tag, and that'll be an S&T quick stop stolen base here for Bachmeyer. As we were talking about, Brent, just the little things, right? You get an extra 90 feet. If you're at first base, you're not coming in to score on that play at second.
Yeah, and you got 2 outs there, so the runner is going.
As this is in there for a strike. And that stands right now, runner at second base here for Brady Bachmeyer as he takes his leave. This will be swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in Lesko's pitch count now at 95 on this pitch. Again, you get a $120 in the day. And this one goes foul 1-2 also. It's a large run, right? I mean, 1-run lead to a 2-run lead going in the 6th, yes. But that can change the complexion of the game vastly.
Yep, just a little more breathing room now.
There's the 1-2 offering. Popped up, and they'll do it again. This one might be in enough play for Easton Theelgis, and Theelgis will make the play to retire the side. But a run does come in to score off of 1 hit. There were no errors and another runner left in scoring position here for Burlington. So through 5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Burlington leads by 2.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From Lisbon Fire Department Field at Sendager Park, Chase Miller, Brent Dick with you as we get ready for Game 2 coming up around the corner with Velva and Lisbon. First two games of the day, again, loser out contests. If you take advantage here today, you have a chance to play tomorrow, and then from tomorrow you want to win 2 to stay alive to try to get to Monday. Winner of this game will play at 10:30 tomorrow morning against the loser of our nightcap with Thompson and Garrison. As we go back here to open things up here in inning number 6, as Colin Abernathy, 82 pitches so far through 5 innings, just 2 hit baseball, 1 run against. That was on a wild pitch back in the first. It's now 2, 3, and 4 batters. Logan Potts, Mason Workin, and Owen Lesko here due up for the LaMoure A's. So no miss for a ball. It's now 2-0. And where you have it right now from a LaMoure perspective, just got to find a way to get a runner on right now and try to break up the rhythm of Abernathy. He hasn't had to worry about multiple guys getting on base in a while. Most batters that LaMoure has sent in an inning is 5 in the first. Foul tip off the glove, it's 2-2. Abernathy's got enough pitches to work with here to try to see if he can maybe get the complete game the way he's dealing. 2-2 pitch, not missed by much. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Potts, who's 0 for 2 here today. 3-2 just off the plate, and Logan Potts indeed gets a runner aboard. 4th walk for Abernathy, and the A's, just what the doctor ordered, Brent, get that leadoff runner on.
Yeah, good job. Good plate discipline up there by Potts, because a couple of those, with 2 strikes on you just don't want to leave the chance, but he was, just had the presence of mind to just kind of sit on that and drew the walk.
Mason Workin now digs in. He's simply due. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of pop-outs, and this is a guy that could, on one swing, tie the game. Abernathy looks in. Workin takes a strike. It's 0-1. Drew Rodacker behind the plate. His brother Cal holding on the runner at first. Karhoff at second, Hansen at short, and Ashton Fisher in on the grass at third base here for Burlington. This will be hit off the knob of the bat, but that'll go foul as it continues to be 3-1. As Madsen courtesy running at first base here for Logan Potts with the catcher. So now Workin has some work to do, falling behind, no balls and 2 strikes here against Abernathy with Owen Lesko on deck. As Abernathy taking a long look over at first base. Runner stays split, Workin stays alive. Another foul ball brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. If you need help with your monthly accounting, get in contact with Cindy and the staff in Lisbon, or go online for more information at colsoncpa.com. Let them do the work for you. As Abernathy has another 0-2 pitch upcoming, and that'll miss for a ball. It's now 1-2. Mason Workin yesterday, 2 runs driven in, went 2 of 4 at the plate. As Abernathy has 29 pitches to work with. Workin will see this one as Abernathy caught himself on the mound from kind of rolling on over, now 2-2. Almost trying to make the perfect pitch, if you will, sometimes when you're got that count in your favor as a pitcher. 2-2. This one will be hit up the third base side, following a good battle here for Workin, Brent, after falling behind 0-2, fouling off a couple of pitches and working the count now here in this one. will result in a hit, or will Abernathy win the battle here? 2-2 Workin again stays alive and doing a good job. All it takes, Brent, sometimes is fouling some pitches off that you don't like to get the pitch that you do like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a great battle going head-to-head here.
As Abernathy was looking, going, geez, I was in the 80s when this pitch started. Now I'm going to be in the mid-90s before it gets done in terms of pitch count. Runner stays put. This one gets all the way to the backstop. So Madsen will go to second base here. And Burlington took advantage of this earlier in the game in a similar situation. Can LaMoure do it as Workin works the count full to 3-2? Wild pitch. And Workin, again, doing a very big league kind of at bat is what it is right now after falling behind. As Abernathy takes a look. And the pitch. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to left field. As Kilborn is there, the runner won't tag. Good swing by Mason Workin, a really good at-bat, but winning the battle eventually was Abernathy, and that's a large out. Took a lot of pitches, but you'll still take the out here from a Burlington perspective.
Yeah, he did end up burning a lot of pitches, getting high up into that pitch count. See if Owen Lesko can come up here, put the ball in play, and get this run across.
Lesko 2 times up and 2 walks with a caught stealing back in the 4th inning. This one will miss, and that's kind of where this game has tilted, was on that play defensively by Hansen applying the tag. And then since then in the 4th, it's been a tie and then taking a lead in the 5th here for Burlington with that 2-1 and 3-1 advantage after being tied at 1 apiece. Lesko takes a strike, it's 1-1. And if Lesko has a similar at bat like Workin did, you take 7-8 pitches, all of a sudden Abernathy's going to be down to just about 15 pitches to use for the remainder of this game. 1-1, Lesko takes a rip at it, it's 1-2. We got Easton Theelgis due up next here for the A's. Taking his leave is Madsen off a second. 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Abernathy, looking for another punch out. Lesko's got a battle like Workin right now behind the count. 1-2, and there's the punch out for Abernathy, his 6th of the game, and that's a large second out. As we go with Easton Theelgis, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout, looking his last time up in the 4th. A's need a little 2-out rally going their way right now, where Burlington 1 out from getting the bats back up as this one goes foul. It's 0-1. For Burlington in the 6th, it'll be their 9-1-2 batters with Colin Abernathy, who had the safety squeeze to bring in the 2nd run of the game for Burlington. So 9-1-2 batters due up in the bottom half of the inning. Abernathy sees this one just off the plate. It's 1-1. As Abernathy takes a quick little time, got a little sweat going in that eye, takes the jersey and gets back to business. As Abernathy takes a long pause, look at second, and now steps off. And more at second base, we saw it from Kobe Theelgis. We're seeing it with Madsen here, Brent, taking that little extra lead, if you will.
Yeah, looking at 2 outs. Anything hit in the air, they're going to go ahead and run that out. So just trying to get that extra step.
This goes foul here to Easton Theelgis. And we'll see another pitch upcoming on the way. So right now for Theelgis, just looking to see if he can put the ball in play. That's the name of the game in baseball. Put the ball in play and hope that good things will happen some way, somehow, while Abernathy looking for another strikeout to get out of the inning. As Abernathy looks back at the runner. This will be hit in the air. That's a fly ball. Wilburn goes into left center, and that'll retire this side. Kilborn, goes into left center to retire this side. No runs on no hits, no errors with a runner left on base. 6.5 complete on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Burlington leads by 2.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at LaMoure Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at LaMoure Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by LaMoure Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of LaMoure in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LaMoureDrugstore.com. That's LaMoureDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Burlington looking for some insurance runs with 9-1 and 2 batters. Lesko has 23 pitches yet to use before his morning into almost the afternoon. Here it wraps up. Then the Rodacker brothers, as Lesko sees this, missing outside for a ball, 1-0. Lesko, one thing that Burlington has done, they've at least left a runner on in every inning right now. 8 runners left on base. A majority of those left in scoring position. The biggest thing going back to the first inning is that bases were full with no outs, and he got out of the jam. As this one will be called a strike. It's now 2-1. As Lesko rocks and fires on the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball on the zone, 3-1. Burlington's drawn some walks today. 2 walks, an intentional walk, and then a hit by pitch. Lesko also has 4 strikeouts. That'll be called a strike. It's 3-2. And 6 hits today for Burlington in this contest. Here's the 3-2 offering. This will be a hit on the ground to the shortstop. Kobe Thielgis will flip flyer and try to throw over in time. The answer is yes. So 6-3 on the putout. Abernathy is retired, and there's 1 down as it goes to Cale Rodacker, who's reached base twice. Walked back in the first, struck out in the second. Reach base on a fielder's choice his last time up as it stands here for Burlington. The Bulldogs and LaMoure. LaMoure out of District 7, Burlington out of District 2. This is called a strike. Oh, 1, that'll miss for a ball. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Velva and Lisbon due up next. After this game wraps up, we'll get to our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Also, our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest on our post-game show. That and more as we put a bow on game number 5 of the tournament. We're going to have 14 games for sure, maybe 15 if that second championship game is needed, as we get a time called at home plate. As Lesko with the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking. Lesko with the punch out, his 5th of the morning, and there's 2 down. So good job for Owen Lesko getting a strikeout here, and he's looking for his first 3-up, 3-down inning potentially here for LaMoure. As Drew Rodacker will come up to the plate. Rodacker hits one right up the middle, and, well, you would maybe say the announcer's jinx as it goes right back up the middle. First pitch swinging is Drew. He gets on base for his 3rd time, going to walk back in the first. And for Burlington, they will have Kyler Fisher coming to the plate. Courtesy runner coming in here for the Bulldogs as well. As this one will be coming through as Mason. So wrist will be courtesy running here for the catcher and Drew Rodacker. Burlington with a chance to add on to their 2-run lead as it stands right now. Lesko sees this one in the turf. Logan Potts did a good job getting that glove towards it. And I don't know how he caught it, quite truthfully, because that was a dangerous spot. The 1-0. This one will be called a strike. It's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike as Lesko takes a look back and the pitch. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 2-1. let's go. You look up at 112 pitches right now. This is 113. This will be hitting the air to right. Waldy has to take a chase with it with Potts, and the center fielder makes the catch here with Joey Potts as him and Waldy avoid a collision. That could have been dangerous, but Potts makes the play in center field to retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. 6 complete. LaMoure down to their final 3 outs when we return as Burlington leads it by 2 when we head to the 7th.
701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
Say good.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we head to the top of the 7th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com, LaMoure down to their final 3 outs as it stands right now, unless they can put 2 runs up on the board and get this to the bottom of the 7th. That's what LaMoure needs. While on the opposite side, trying to see if they can get something brewing here. So Vance Waldy, Joey Potts, and Jaden Paul due up here again for the A's. This will be 6, 7, and 8 batters in the lineup here for LaMoure. That's due up. And after this game wraps up, give it about 25 minutes or so, and we'll get to Lisbon and Garrison for the first pitch. As this one will be swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Question is, can LaMoure get this to the noon hour? It's 11:56. They need to get it to about 12:10 here, if you will, in terms of the pace of play of a baseball game, while Burlington would love to finish this one at 11:59. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch 106 upcoming here for Colin Abernathy. Swing and a miss. Abernathy with another punch out. That's his 7th of the contest, and Burlington is 2 outs away. Wasn't sure it was going to be a pitcher's duel, Brent, coming into the game with how we saw both of these teams in the first inning, but Abernathy has really done a nice job here, especially past that first inning. This foul tipped in the glove of Rodacher.
Yeah, he has great off-speed pitches, and he just keeps changing up the speed.
Joey Potts 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the 5th. That's now going to be 0 for 2 on the count here. And Abernathy knows he doesn't have a lot of pitches to work with yet, so he's going right at these guys. No balls, 2 strikes. Abernathy sees this one hit in the air. This will go to center field. Center fielder cuts it off in the gap for the out, and Kyle Fisher, and there's 2 down to Jaden Paul. As Paul and the LaMoure A's are down to their final out here of the season, they need him to get on to try to get to Russell Exner. And then trying to see if he can get to that top of the lineup with Colby Thielgis. As this one misses outside for a ball, it's 1-0. Also a long at bat. If you can get on, Abernathy would have to potentially leave this game if you can work a 10-pitch at bat as an example, but Paul just needs to get on base. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll miss. Now 2-1, and Abernathy, not saying quick pitching, but he is wasting little time here in the 7th. 2-1. This will be hit on the ground, and that'll be towards the shortstop. Deep in the hole as Hansen fires across the diamond in time for the out. As Abernathy with the complete game here in this one. Your final, it's 3-1 in a game that wraps up here at 11:58, 90 minutes old. Burlington with 3 runs across, and they will play tomorrow at 10:30 against the winner of either Thompson or Garrison. LaMoure finishes the season at 21-8 on the year. So congratulations to Burlington. A tip of the cap to LaMoure on a really nice season. We'll take a break, and we come back after this. We'll get to our post-game show around the corner. That is next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
As we'll get to hear from our player of the game coming up around the corner in our post-game show, let's get to our Bank North game update. Burlington with a run in the third, fourth, and the fifth. They have 3 runs in this contest for Burlington. They would finish with 7 hits in the game. They would have 9 runners left on base and 1 error, while for LaMoure, they would finish with 1 run on just 2 hits in the contest. They would have 1 error and leave 5 runners left on base. Burlington with the win 3-1 here, and in doing so, they will move into another loser out game tomorrow morning at 10:30. That's our update brought to you in part by Bank North. Visit banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Well, it's going to be the pitcher, Abernathy, a complete game 2-hitter. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run that was earned, 4 walks and 7 strikeouts. Abernathy, 113 pitches, 69 were strikes. Also, he had the squeeze play in the squeeze bunt in the fourth, which at that time was the go-ahead and game-winning run with that squeeze bunt to drive in a run for Burlington. He is going to be our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. From there to our Agassi Precision Ag play the contest. Had a couple of them defensively, both at third base by Workin for LaMoure and then Ashton Fisher for Burlington. The first one was for Fisher, robbing Vance Welty of an extra base hit at third base, and then able to see something similar by Mason Workin, getting a fielder's choice out in the fourth inning, getting a runner out, making its way from second to third. Those 2 plays are our plays of the game, brought to you in part by Agassi, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. And from there to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. And in this particular contest, Brady Bachmeyer had himself a nice performance, going 2 for 3 with a run scored in this game. Brady Bachmeyer is part of it. Also that squeeze play by Abernathy, a nice tandem play for our connection of the game, brought to you in part by Halstead. Discover local reliability that you can trust at Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect at halsteadtel.com. Final box score as we go through. Cale Rodacker goes 0 for 3 with a walk, and then you had Drew in this game reaching base 3 times on a fielder's choice walk and a single, as he goes 1 for 3. Fisher in the contest goes 1 of 3 with a run scored. Hanson goes 0 for 3. Ashton Fisher 0 for 2 with Kilborn in this one, 1 of 2 with a run scored and a run driven in. Bachmeyer goes 2 for 3 with a run scored. Karhoff 0 for 3 and Abernathy 0 for 3 as well. Again, Abernathy, a complete game 2-hitter, 1 run, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. For LaMoure, they go 1 of 3 with Colby Fieldges. He scores the lone run of the game for the A's. Logan Potts goes 0 for 2 with a walk. Mason Workin 0 for 3. Owen Lesko 0 for 1 with 2 walks here today. Easton Theogis goes 0 for 3 with Waldy here in this contest, as he was able to go 0 for 3 here in this contest here for Waldy. And then from there, Joey Potts 0 for 3. Paul goes 0 for 3. Exner goes 1 of 1 with a walk. And then Lesko picks up the loss, a complete game loss. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks and 7 strikeouts, 65 strikes for Lesko in 113 pitches. When we come back, we'll hear from our player of the game for Burlington as they move on with Colin Abernathy, a complete game 2-hitter, when we return here on your LiveVent.com.
From On-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle. Trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
As we come back here on the postgame show, join us, Colin Abernathy, again, the winning pitcher, again, has 7 innings of work, a complete game 2-hitter, a really good squeeze play as well. Colin, you know, in that first inning, sometimes for both you and Owen Lesko, for LaMoure, trying to find that strike zone, seeing your pitches, but what just kind of worked for you as the game progressed on the mound, is particularly later in the game, getting some strikeouts and finding some rhythm for you?
You know, I wish I had an answer for that, but I just, throw the ball as always. I have a philosophy where if I don't know where the ball is going, they don't either. So if I just throw it somewhere near the strike zone, then I say I'm golden.
Let's go through the game. You were peppering Lesko a couple times, got bases loaded, couldn't get anybody in the first inning. You leave a runner on in every inning, but all of a sudden it's 1-1. Take us through that squeeze play in the fourth inning when you see the call and just kind of what's going through your mind at the plate.
Yeah, Coach told me to lay down a bunt, and, there's times at practice where all we do is just lay down bunts, so brought me back to that moment. Thought of the right side bunt, try to get the runner home, and, just basic baseball from there.
Able to have a really good combination. Just talk about Drew behind the plate. What's it like as part of that battery, and what does he kind of do for you on the mound?
He lights my butt on fire. Dude, he's a fun catcher to be with. I've pitched with him for I don't know how many years now, so there's just that team chemistry and that bond that we've had for such a long time. It really makes it easy pitching to him.
Final thing for you, Colin. You get about 22 hours or so to rest up, get ready for it tomorrow morning, another elimination game. What's the message to this team moving forward as you get ready for either Garrison or Thompson tomorrow here in the state tournament?
Well, we're going to be ready. We're going to do our best to hit the ball. It's a survive and advance game, and we're going to do our gosh darn best to survive and advance. So,
Colin, congratulations on the win. Best of luck moving forward. Again, a 7-inning 2-hitter also drives in a run. That is Colin Abernathy with us as our player of the game. We'll take a break. We'll put a bow on this one next when we return here in Lisbon.
Thank you.
Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in LaMoure.
Your final again, Burlington 3, LaMoure 1, heads up Twin Peaks. You got some Burlington Bulldogs coming your way. As Burlington takes a 3-1 win here, they will play again at 10:30 against the loser of Thompson or Garrison tomorrow. As we take a look at our Hunter Insurance Agency bracket breakdown, coming up in about 20 minutes or so, it'll be Velva and Lisbon. A little bit later on here tonight, Grafton, Edgeley at 4 o'clock. Then roughly at around 6, it'll be Thompson and Garrison. Losing pitcher of record is Owen Lesko. Winning pitcher of record is Colin Abernathy. Really good game in an elimination contest for our 5th. 3-1 is your final, Burlington over at LaMoure. On behalf of Brent Dick, I'm Chase Miller. Coming up around the corner, we'll get to Lisbon and Velva for our second elimination contest here at the state tournament on YourLiveBet.com.